Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into how data gets organized, specifically how it's optimized in databases. We're looking at views and materialized views.
That's right.
Our mission really is to help you understand how these things work as, well, powerful shortcuts. They simplify getting to complex data and really boost performance, make things faster, more efficient for you.
Exactly. You can think of views almost like virtual tables. They don't, store the data themselves.
Oh, okay.
They just give you a dynamic window tailored to what you need, but without duplicating all that information. It's like a custom lens,
A
really.
custom lens. I like that. So, okay, let's unpack this a bit. Views sound really flexible. They let you sort of predefine how you want to see data,
Yeah.
right? Simplifying potentially complex queries.
Precisely. Yeah.
Like maybe you could have a calculated column view. Let's call it payroll. You see paycheck amount, it already worked out.
hmm
And it could even handle, say, missing commission data using something like coalesce. I mean, that function's quite smart, isn't it? It gives you a default if data's missing.
It does. It's very useful. So, like, if there's no commission, just treat it as zero. Keeps calculations clean.
Right, makes sense.
And what's also really interesting, I think, is how views help with data integrity.
Oh, how so?
Well, take maybe a sensitive info view. It's not just showing data, it's about controlling it too, especially with the check option.
With check option, okay,
Yeah.
what does that do?
So it basically forces any data being inserted or updated through that view to actually meet the view's original filter conditions.
Oh, okay.
So if your view, say, only shows active employees based on a where clause,
All right.
the with check option stops anyone from using that view to accidentally insert or update someone to be inactive. The change just wouldn't go through via that view.
Wow. Okay. So it prevents bad data sneaking in through that specific lens.
Exactly. It's a really crucial layer for data quality control that sometimes gets overlooked.
That is a powerful safeguard. So simplifying calculations, checking data.
Mhm.
What else? Are they good for security too? Maybe restricting access?
Oh, absolutely. Views are fantastic for security and just hiding complexity. You can build a view that shows only certain columns or maybe certain rows to specific users.
Without giving them access to the whole underlying table.
Correct. They never touch the raw, maybe sensitive base tables directly. It simplifies managing permissions and really cuts down the risk of data exposure. You give people just what they need.
Just enough to do their job. Got it. Okay, so views are great for how we see data customized, secure views. But what if the query behind that view is super complex, really slow, and you need it all the time for, like, reports?
Yeah, that's where just seeing isn't fast enough.
Right. You need speed.
Yeah.
And I guess that brings us to materialized views, the
Yeah.
game changer.
Exactly. Materialized views, or MVs, are fundamentally different. They do store the actual pre-computed results.
Which you store the data.
Yeah. So imagine, like you said, a complex sales report. Aggregates, joins, maybe across dozens of tables, running that fresh every time. Painfully slow.
I can imagine.
But a materialized view, let's call it product sales MMV, it can pre-calculate all of that maybe overnight.
So it does the heavy lifting beforehand.
Precisely. So when your report runs, it just reads the stored ready-made result. Boom. Instant answers, pretty much.
Okay, that makes a huge difference. So connecting this up, it's all about efficiency, getting speed where it counts.
Absolutely. And you get choices for keeping them up to date. These refresh options. You might have refresh on auto, runs on a schedule, or refresh on demand for manual control.
Right.
And crucially for performance, you often choose between complete refresh, rebuilding the whole thing.
Which could still be slow if it's huge.
It could. Or, the smarter way often, incremental refresh. This only updates the bits that have actually changed in the underlying data.
Ah, so if only, say, 10% of the source data changed.
It only processes that 10%, much faster, less resource intensive, big win.
Definitely.
And here's something really powerful. Enable query rewrite.
Query rewrite, what's that?
It means the database optimizer is smart. It can look at a query you submit, even one that doesn't mention the materialized view by name,
Okay.
and figure out, hey, wait a minute, I have a materialized view that already has the answer for this query or part of it, and it will automatically silently rewrite your query to use that MV instead.
Whoa. Without me doing anything.
Without you changing your original query code at all, it just uses the faster path. I've seen it take reports from hours down to seconds. It's pretty amazing for business intelligence.
That's incredible. So, okay, let's wrap this up for everyone listening. What does this all mean for you? Views basically give you custom, simpler, secure ways to look at your data. Easier to use, easier to manage access,
Right, that they simplify the perspective.
and materialized views.
Yeah.
They're about turbocharging that access, getting instant answers to complex, maybe frequently asked questions by doing the hard work ahead of time.
Yeah, by pre-calculating. These aren't just, database jargon. They're real tools for getting knowledge faster, turning complex data into insights you can actually use right away.
Which makes you think. In today's world, everything moves so fast. Could the smart use of things like materialized views actually give some companies a real competitive edge? Letting them spot trends or act on information way faster than others?
That's a really interesting point. The speed of insight is critical.
Definitely something to mull over until our next deep dive.